Well, that's all she wrote, folks. I wanted to give some love to the members of the Vancouver Canucks broadcast and the Sportsnet media crew for putting together a season to forget. Hey, it's not their fault that the Vancouver Canucks absolutely sucked in 2025-2026, but there were many individuals who did their job, who were forced to put up with this team, who covered it, who talked about it, who broadcasted opinions about it throughout the course of 82 games. And I also wanted to give some love to all of y'all who stuck it through as well. I know for me personally, I am in a pretty different position than I was maybe a decade ago, because no longer do I watch the Vancouver Canucks purely as a dedicated diehard fan. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm not a diehard. But over the past few years, this fandom of mine has evolved into a full-time career, where I follow the team and talk about stuff from the same perspective as all of you. I'm not special, I'm not getting flown out to follow the team on these games, I don't work for a big media broadcaster that holds the rights. I'm just a guy in my bedroom who makes videos about the team that I like. And the fact that we are still here together, through thick and thin, really. I mean, this was the third worst Vancouver Canucks season ever? In terms of wins and points and whatnot, they've only had like 2 other years that were worse than this one, and those were both in the 70s when they started. It's been a rough ride. And especially for the folks on the broadcast today, I wasn't watching every single second of this Canucks and Oilers game, but I was listening to it on the radio. I was kind of thinking, I was like, why is Joey Kenward doing the broadcast here on Sportsnet 650? I mean, it's nice to be able to hear Kenward again behind the microphone in a play-by-play role. But then when I got home and I turned on the game, I was like, wait a minute, Joey Kenward is doing the radio broadcast because Brendan Batchelor is doing the TV broadcast. That is awesome. No disrespect, of course, to John Shorthouse. The man is a legend in this city. But to see Brendan Batchelor, who has worked his way up into the Sportsnet 650 audio commentary radio booth for Vancouver Canucks games, and to see him take that next step into getting a TV role, even if it only lasts for one game, I was still very satisfied to hear Brendan Batchelor's voice coming out of my television screen. But with that said, the Vancouver Canucks did play off their final game of the 2025-2026 regular season in Edmonton, and they lost 6-1. Now, there are a number of things we can talk about, but I'm gonna be real. Do we really care enough to talk about him? Do we want to talk about Josh Samanski? Do we want to talk about a Matt Savoie hat trick, where the guy essentially scored the same 3 goals over and over and over again? Connor McDavid driving wide around the net, it gets played back into the middle, and that's where Savoie is on the back door for the tap-in. I mean, they did that a number of times, and it worked. So that is the Edmonton Oilers game plan. Even without Leon Draisaitl, they can still get some offense to go here. And Matthew Savoie getting his first NHL hat trick, also having it be in a first period capacity. That's pretty great. Nice to see for a guy that was initially a top prospect. Brian Nugent-Hopkins and Colton Dach also scored. And that's all she wrote for the Edmonton Oilers. 6 total points up on the board for them. Connor McDavid had 4 assists. Let's talk about the one individual Vancouver Canucks goal, though. It is yet another first NHL goal scored at the hands of Tai Mueller. This one started out by Kevin Lankinen, who rims the puck off the glass up the boards. It takes a hop into the middle where Curtis Douglas picks it up. He draws all the traffic to him as he exits the Canucks zone. Then he flips it right into the middle where Tai Mueller has to kick it down, settle it at his feet before coming in on Connor Ingram on the breakaway. He dekes backhand, he cuts back forehand, and then slips it in 5-hole. It's a beautiful goal for Tai Mueller, an Alberta native who has played off against his hometown team in the final game of this regular season, scoring a goal against the squad that he had cheered for growing up. It's been a pretty good run for Tai Mueller. Initially drafted by Vancouver all the way back in 2023, he was a Nebraska Omaha guy in the NCAA, who then worked himself into the Abbotsford Canucks system, won a championship with them last year, and now he was able to finish off his 25-26 playing in the National Hockey League, finally getting some points. And it's better late than ever for a guy who is 23 years old. A real jack-of-all-trades type player. Tai Mueller brings a little bit of everything, and to see him get rewarded for his effort, to see the camaraderie there between these younger Canucks guys. We already spoke about the fact that Curtis Douglas scored his first NHL goal a few nights ago, and there was such a vivacious goal celebration from Mueller and from the other Canucks on the ice. We'd been seeing a lot of this over the past few weeks here. Canucks guys standing up for each other and just being there as teammates. Zeev Buium standing up for Tom Willander, Hronik standing up for Buium, DPD, Drew O'Connor getting involved there. There is just so much good vibes with this Vancouver Canucks team, even though the Vancouver Canucks are literally the worst team in the National Hockey League. So I guess now all we gotta do is pay attention to the draft lottery, the draft itself, the prospects, the picks, whatever trades are made. We can get into all of that more as the days go on, and I definitely want to dive into that as well, so don't worry. We're gonna continue with the draft conversation and whatnot. We've been doing this for years, so there's no plans to stop, right? But for now, I think it's like, just gotta let the season settle, you know? It was a long 82 games, and ever since the Quinn Hughes trade back in December, there was a very inevitable shift in mindset for this hockey franchise. And even though it was filled with a lot of disappointment, at the end of the day, we as fans have to acknowledge that the reason we enjoy this product is because it's an entertainment product. Yes, there are going to be emotional investments made, and for a lot of us, that includes financial investments too. We pay money to see these games and to buy tickets and popcorn and beers and hot dogs. Maybe you don't support the Aquilinis at the hot dogs, maybe you support the Costco across the street. But at the end of the day, we invest value into this hockey team, and at the end of the day, the value the team gives to us is the entertainment value and the joy that sports can bring to a community. And even though the team absolutely stunk, there is still hope and optimism for the long-term future as long as we see the right people put in charge and making the right decisions. Whether or not you fully believe the Vancouver Canucks are capable of doing that, that's an entire other conversation. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Vancouver Canucks losing to the Edmonton Oilers 6-1 in their final game of the season? Big shout out over to Tai Mueller. Big shout out over to Brendan Batchelor as well. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on. And bye.